morning, everybody, and welcome on into the Sunday morning stream. I hope everybody is having a fantastic week and an amazing Sunday and ready to get back into some runs. That's right. I bet you guys didn't think I was going to be coming back to runs today, but here we are. Another Sunday run day, trying to get a little bit better times here and there, and hopefully we'll see some progress today. The rust is real. I haven't really ran this seriously in a long time, so we're getting there. And I think today we'll see even more progress. Maybe we'll get closer to the PB or hit it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But how is everybody doing today? Welcome on in. Fresh Cakes, welcome on in. Major Bashir, how you doing? Welcome on in. Mr. Fiendish, welcome on in. Hold on one second here. Magnus, how you doing? Welcome on in. Major, I don't remember if I said hi. Welcome on in. Ms. Fiendish, welcome on in. Ratmus, how you doing? Welcome on in. Faj, how you doing? Welcome on in. Lochner83, welcome on in. I hope everybody's having really good day today. Give me just 1 second here. I hope everybody's doing really well. We got so many things to talk about here at the start of stream today. Some gaming news. We got some movie news. Got a bunch of things going on today. And hopefully we won't take forever and we can get to these runs. But did have a few things I wanted to do. One, we are going to watch, I'm sure all of you have seen it at this point, is the Elden Ring trailer. So let's go ahead and pop on over and watch that together. I haven't seen it yet, the new DLC. I love the original base story for this game, and I'm super excited to check this out. It's probably going to be amazing. Everything that comes out from FromSoft is pretty much amazing. I know I didn't necessarily like Sekiro, but that's just because I can't parry for shit. Elden Ring, on the other hand, is fantastic. And let's check this out. Let's see what this is all... Oh, let me pause the music here. All right, let's see here. All right. Why is that so low? Yeah, there's no sound. Where's the sound? Why can't you guys hear anything? You probably couldn't hear the music then before. Why do I always have like some stupid technical problem? Still can't hear anything. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, it's stupid Windows. Hold on. Let me guess, you'll hear this now, right? Yep. Alright, I don't know what it's not even Windows necessarily. It's something with my Stream Deck, like it reverted settings I had. I say Stream Deck. I mean to say Go XLR. It's probably a good reason why this thing needs to be replaced, since they're not doing updates for it anymore. I bet it's only going to get more janky as time goes on. So let's go ahead and restart this.
Peggy 16.
Pure and radiant, he wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. In that forsaken place, blood must spill. Blood of your fellows. The Earth Tree faithful.
They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war.
Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light? I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Miquella is doing here.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Come now. Touch the withered arm and travel to the realm of shadow. I will not be far behind. May we meet again.
That looked really, really good. That looks great. I can't wait to play this. I'm sure everybody on Twitch, maybe literally, is really excited to play this. It's probably going to be, you know, the weekend it comes out, it's going to be the only thing you see on Twitch for probably like the next month, because who knows how long it'll take this DLC to actually be completed. This looks fan-fucking-tastic. The enemies look great. The animations look great. Everything about this just looks so good. I don't even know what to say, but I'm really excited to play this. I think it comes out at the end. Didn't they say like June? Yeah, June 21st. We still got a lot of time before it comes out, but man, it looks like it's going to be worth the wait. Super excited for it. We're going to be playing it here. For anybody wondering if we're going to go ahead and give it a go, I'm absolutely going to play this, and I think we're going to have to extend some play sessions for that. You know, they pretty much always underestimate how long their DLC is, or any of their major games for that matter. I don't know how long this thing will or won't be, but just the scope of this trailer, it almost makes it feel like it's going to be a full game worth of content. I doubt it's going to be quite that much,
In that forsaken place,
but it gives the impression that it's going to be substantial. So I'm super excited for this. Hope you guys are too. We'll definitely be playing it the weekend it comes out. I'm not sure if June 21st falls on a Thursday or a Friday, but whatever it is, we'll be playing it that weekend for sure. And probably a few weekends after that, to say the least. Who knows how long this DLC will actually take to compete, but we'll have to put in some nice long stream sessions for that. Oh, that looks awesome. All right. So one thing here, as we're watching that trailer, I tried to reach over. Actually, hold on a second. I was going to say reach over and grab my drink. Is my headset sound or my mic sound staticky to you guys, or is that just on my side? It might just be me. It sounds kind of like distorted. Are you guys hearing that? Or is that just me? Sounds fine. Okay. Maybe it's just this headset. Been having a lot of issues with the audio coming back to me on the headset for a long time. Sounds good? Okay, good. So what I want to do really quick, we still got some pre-stream stuff to talk about, and we're definitely going to get to the runs. I want to take a just 1 minute, so I run out, grab my drink really quick. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back. This is just a really quick break. Hey, all right, so we're back. Thank you all so much for holding there during that really quick break. Trying to take too long. But man, that Elden Ring trailer looked really, really good. It's probably the best thing I've seen in a little while, and I mean that as a good segue into some movies I saw recently that really weren't that great. So a couple of these here I'm sure you guys are going to be really aware of, and one of them you may not be aware of at all. So since the last week, watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. This was the one that came out not too long ago, based on the hit game by the same title, Five Nights at Freddy's. And I watched it. I watched all of it from start to finish. And holy sh**, was that movie bad. I'm sorry if you liked it, but that movie was hot trash. I hated it. I hated the whole thing. The you didn't care about the characters. You didn't really care about what was going on with anybody. I gotta try to fix this headset thing. It's driving me nuts. I can find out where this plugs into. You just... Hold on a second. Yeah, it's still janked out. I wonder why that is. Like, my headset sounds like trash. It's so distracting. I hate this Go XLR. You know, I loved it when I first got it. It was like this amazing piece of streaming tech. And it really helped me out in numerous ways for the stream, for audio routing things. Just made everything so simple. And it's just been slowly getting worse and worse over time. And right now, like, I don't know what's causing this this feedback. I can like barely hear myself. I wonder if it's both. Hold on a second. I wonder if it's both ear pods. Maybe just the one bud is broken. You know what? Maybe it is just the one bud broken. This one sounds fine. I'll just do this here. It's fucking weird. Never mind, maybe I'm talking shit about the Go XLR and it's just this janky ass headset. Okay, anyway, moving along. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie was trash. It was really bad. You know, I'm gonna say things here medium spoilery, so if you haven't seen it and you really want to avoid spoilers, FYI. But I'm gonna tell you flat out, don't see it. Don't see it at all. Unless you can watch it for free, unless you're already subscribed to, like, I think it's Peacock that currently offers it, and you're going to watch it in no price monetary compensation from your side, don't watch it. It's not worth anything. The acting in it was horrible. The only actor in it that did somewhat of a decent job was the main guy in there. And that's even debatable because the writing for his character was so shit and the storyline and plot for his thing was so shit. It really made you not care about it. All the actors, including him to an extent, were pretty irritating. The story didn't make any damn sense. It differs from the game, which frankly, the first couple of games really don't have a story. It's you're a guard and you're trying to survive. They put this convoluted story of who gives a shit into the entirety of the film. I couldn't believe what I was watching this thing. It all leads up to an irritating ass ending that doesn't make sense for the main person behind everything, out of the blue. Like, you're supposed to remember nuances and small things from something you saw like an hour and a half ago at the beginning of the film. It just was stupid. The whole movie was bad. I can't recommend it. If you're on the fence of seeing it, you know what movie you should see instead of Five Nights at Freddy's? Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland is a far better Five Nights at Freddy's movie than Five Nights at Freddy's. Willy's Wonderland is great. You get Nick Cage being essentially he's not night security like Five Nights at Freddy's, but he's in a place that looks exactly like it, fighting animatronics in the way that they really should have been dealt with in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It just made no sense. And it's really stupid. And if you liked it, you need to check out Willy's Wonderland, because I bet once you see that movie, you'll be like, oh damn, why did I like this movie? It was really bad. If you're wondering why it's bad and you just want a really in-depth spoilery, go watch CinemaSins on YouTube. They did a Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Covers about 80% of the general irritations I have with that film. The guy from CinemaSins talking about it. I watched Five Nights at Freddy's. I was disgusted. I immediately put on CinemaSins after it. And I was like, yeah, that pretty much sums up the irritation from that movie. Damn. Holy crap. Willy's Wonderland is a good example of a five. It's a much better example than Five Nights at Freddy's. I've had those go out on me. They've got too much. Wait, what? Oh, the headphones. I forgot what we were talking about for a second there earlier. Yeah, the Five Nights, it's bad. It's pretty bad. You know what was another kind of a bad movie, though? Saw X. Or Saw 10, depending on how you want to look at that title. Man, I'll be honest, like, I kind of like the Saw movies. I think the first Saw movie was good. Like, when that came out years ago, I had a really good time with that first Saw movie. I thought it was great. I loved the ending. I really enjoyed the first Saw movie. The second Saw movie, is okay-ish. It's passable. The third Saw movie, really enjoyed the third Saw movie. Thought it was pretty good. Every other movie after 3 just became increasingly lower until you got to like Saw 3D and it was horrible. Like they weren't even trying anymore. And they came out recently last year with a new Saw movie, Saw 10. And it's supposed to be a prequel to I don't know if it's a prequel to 2 or if it's a prequel to 3. I think it happens before 2. It would have to, actually, now thinking of the plot line of 2. So it happens between Saw 1 and 2. Other things happen to Jigsaw. He's got to make other people pay for things because that's what he does. And it was just really bad. Like, none of the kills made sense. You know, they always... Like, one of the big things with Jigsaw in all these movies is they always say, Jigsaw never killed anybody. Which is a crock of shit, because he killed all these fucking people. I don't give a shit if you'd be like, oh, like, they could have cut their arm off and saved their life, so they killed themselves, or whatever bullshit reason they're trying to say with that. But no, he's killing the people. Like, let's cut it. They tried to make that a really big point in Saw 10, that he's not killing people. You know, I think he even says it, I never killed anybody. It's like, he had traps in Saw 10 where there was no way, no fucking way any of them were gonna do it in time. It wasn't even a matter of like, oh, they got to do it quickly. They got to speed up. You got to work faster. It was not possible. None of the things that they had in there were possible to do. Even if they did it quicker than they did it in the scenes, they'd still be dead because he didn't give a single one of them enough time. It just didn't make any sense. The plot, like many of the other ones, probably made the least amount of sense of any of them. It was just really stupid. It was a really dumb movie. If you're like me and you just kind of like the Saw movies because they're, you know, whatever cheesy ass horror films to put on, like, that's fine. But this is so bad, I'd say to skip it. Even if you like the other Saw movies to an extent, skip this one. It wasn't good. I'm really disappointed in it. I remember renting it. I mean, unfortunately, I actually own it now. It's one of those movies that I was kind of excited to see it, because it looked like they were kind of going back to their earlier Saw roots. And by earlier Saw roots, I mean pre-Saw 3D, because Saw 3D was fucking horrible. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to see this. They're bringing Jigsaw back. Maybe they're going to, you know, do something really cool now that he's actually going to be in it. He hasn't been realistically in a Saw movie since Saw 3. I mean, he was here and there more or less with like flashbacks or things, but not really. And you could either rent it or buy it for $5 more. And I'm like, you know, at that point, you might as well buy it. And now I wish I would have rented it and saved the $5. Wasn't good. It was not a good movie. It's disappointing to hear he inadvertently killed. Yeah, inadvertently, right. You only saw the first two, didn't know there were so... Yeah, there's 10. If you saw the first two, check out at least 3 and then call it a day. Saw 3 was decent. I thought they did an okay job with Saw 3. I like the first one. I like the third one. Every other one was just, okay-ish, kind of. Akari, how you doing? Welcome on in. How's your day going? So I don't know. They're probably going to make another Saw movie at this point. They'll probably just keep making them because people keep watching them. Unfortunately, that will be the case. If they make another one, though, I will wait till it's on a service that I'm already subscribed to before I watch it, instead of putting any more money into that franchise, because it is just not good. But one thing I did watch recently, yesterday actually, that was good, at least better than the original. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Stephen King novel Needful Things. Well, many years ago, they did a movie about Needful Things, starring Ed Harris. I can't remember most of the cast name, but it had a lot of like pretty famous people, a lot of great character actors in that movie that you've seen in, numerous other films in that movie. But the original release of Needful Things just was missing the mark. It went through the whole story so quick, and everything felt so rushed that it just felt like it had horrible pacing, to say the least. And that's the least of its problems. It glossed over, I'm sure, many things. Some things didn't make sense how they explained it. It just tried to shove, like a lot of these book into movies do, shove way too much information way too quickly. And a lot of movies based on books, they'll usually like pick and choose little things here and there and cut out greater majorities to kind of make a cohesive story that'll fit into like an hour and a half or 2 hours. It felt like they tried to fit way too much information into that movie, like way too damn much information, and rapid fired shit. And it just, while I don't think the original Needful Things was a bad movie, I just think it felt rushed and felt underwhelming. Now, having said that, they came out with, in the 90s, Needful Things aired on TV once. I'm sure it's aired on TV many, many times since then, but on one particular airing in the mid-90s, it had a director's cut airing on TV of all places, that it wasn't the hour and a half movie, or I think Needful Things originally was like an hour and 40. Let me see. Needful Things movie. How long was the original? IMDb, you should tell me right off the bat. Okay, I was a little off. It wasn't the original 2-hour movie that came out in the theatrical release. They added just over a solid hour of content, making this an over 3-hour movie that they aired on TV once in the 90s. And since then, that version had disappeared. It was never released. It was never shown again. But for anybody that caught that release, it was like this coveted, sought-after version of the film. And recently, they finally unearthed this version of Needful Things, packaged it up in, I think it was the Blu-ray set, and sold it, so you can now buy this and watch the original version. Now, it's a little unfortunate because it's only letterbox, right? Because it was on TV 4:3, so you're not getting widescreen. You're getting the, what the hell is that guy's name? The Zack Snyder aspect ratio version of Needful Things, if you get my my comparison there. But it was much better. It was much, much better. It's still, you know, not the most amazing film. And from people I've, you know, talked to regarding the book is still insanely better compared to the movie. But 100%, it made it way more enjoyable. It made it much more sense. It made everything not feel rushed. If you've never seen Needful Things, or maybe more importantly, if you've seen Needful Things and have not necessarily the highest opinion of the movie, absolutely recommend seeking out this 3-hour version of Needful Things. It's pretty good, way better than the original, and is absolutely worth a watch. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Thank you. My puppet combo shirt. Doctor Sleep is your favorite adaptation of a King novel? Doctor Sleep is great. And that's another film, actually, that has a director's cut that should be watched. Let me see here. Doctor Sleep. The director's cut of Doctor Sleep is ridiculously long, too. Hold on, I'm finding it for you right now. If I can find it. That's such a bright screen. My God. Try to find information. You can never find it right when you want to, right? It's like, it's somewhere. I don't know. I probably won't find it. Like the original version of Doctor Sleep, I want to say was like 2 hours, like a 2.5 hour film. The director's cut adds another solid hour, I believe, to Doctor Sleep. I really want to find it so I can properly quote it. Maybe it's only 3 hours. Maybe it is. I could have sworn it's like 3.5 hours. In either case, it's a lot of extra content for Doctor Sleep. And it's content that when you watch the director's cut, you don't feel like you're watching like an extra 30-40 minutes of film. You're just like, this feels right. Nothing feels rushed or like it's taking too long. Nothing feels drawn out. It feels like it should be the original cut of the film. If you've seen Doctor Sleep and you liked it, or maybe more importantly, because I've heard this from people where they've seen Doctor Sleep, the theatrical version, and actually didn't like it, but then they decided to watch the director's cut and had a completely different opinion of the film. Highly recommend watching it. And, you know, one of the things too that's kind of interesting, I don't know how many of you out there have an Apple TV. So many streaming devices out there, right? I think most people just stream off their smart TV by and large. Doctor Sleep on the Apple TV is the only version where you can watch the director's cut in 4K. Any other service out there doesn't have I mean, unless they've changed this in like the past month or two. Any other service out there doesn't have it in 4K. If you buy the Blu-ray, the 4K Blu-ray for Doctor Sleep, only the theatrical version is 4K. The director's cut version is 1080p. Why is that playing over that? Hold on a second. That sounded weird as hell. My RE Save music started playing all of a sudden over the other music. It was like weirdly merged together. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, Doctor Sleep, director's cut, really good version of that film, and really great film too. I don't know if I'd say it's like my favorite Stephen King film adaptation, but it's up there for sure. I really, really liked that movie a lot. There's been just so many Stephen King movies that have been made over the years, so many. I know we're all waiting the release of Salem's Lot to come out. Stephen King has seen the new version of Salem's Lot and says that it's great and reminds him of a movie done by young John Carpenter, which is pretty nice to hear. Like, that's pretty high accolades there to receive for that movie from Stephen King. Like, that's great. Warner Brothers, though, is holding on to that film for whatever stupid reason. It's done, but they just won't release it. They won't release it to theaters. Now they're talking about maybe a straight to streaming service release. I don't know what the hell's taking them so long, but we're all still waiting on Salem's Lot. Sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers. What was Sleepwalkers? Oh, right, yeah. Sleepwalkers was a cool movie. Based on, book. Cujo. Cujo was a really good movie. Damn if that kid didn't, like, get on your nerves after a while, though. Like, just the tone pitch from his crying towards the end there, it was just like, right? Like, I can't take it anymore. It's kind of like that other movie with the Babadook. Same vibes. If you've seen the Babadook, same thing. Good movie, though. A lot of good Stephen King movies. A lot of bad Stephen King movies, too. Pet Sematary has gotten some weird releases. Pet Sematary 1, the original, it was okay-ish. I like the remake more than I like the original, but then I like Pet Sematary 2 more than I like either of those. I thought Pet Sematary 2 was kind of cool. Clancy Brown as that crazy cop. Like, he played that role so good. Clancy Brown's such a good actor. I don't know if I've ever seen him, like, star in something, like, as a lead. He probably has, and I'm just not thinking about it. But he does so many amazing supporting roles. Dude's a really good actor. He was in the reboot of Dexter. The revival one-shot season that came out on Showtime a couple of years ago. If you haven't seen that and you like Dexter, highly recommend it. It saves the series. Because before that, the last season of Dexter was this absolute train wreck that made you hate the writers. And, I don't know, made me very angry watching that. Like, I couldn't believe the character assassination they had going on in that last season of Dexter. It's like, man, fuck you guys. Ruined that show. But the Dexter New Blood was great. It was really, really good. Sometimes dead is better. I think your favorite movie made from King was Stand By Me. Of course, that's not horror. Stephen King, his best movie, debatably, the best movie Stephen King has ever had from one of his books, is also debatably the best movie ever made. I don't know if it still is, but I remember up a couple years ago, it was the highest rated movie on IMDb. Let me see if it still is before I say it. Movie on IMDb. IMDb top 250 movies. Yeah, it still is. Top movie on IMDb with a 9.3 out of 2.9 million reviews, overtaking films such as The Godfather, The Dark Knight, Schindler's List, Lord of the Rings, and Pulp Fiction. The top-rated movie of all time is based on the Stephen King novel, The Shawshank Redemption. That movie was really fucking good. Really good. Holy shit, was that a great movie. To be fair, I can't remember if The Shawshank Redemption was actually the name of his book, too. Offhand, that's escaping me. But the name of the movie was The Shawshank Redemption. And if you didn't realize that was Stephen King, might have surprised you there. That movie was fantastic. Really good movie. I actually haven't seen The Green Mile, but I've heard really good things about that one. Dreamcatcher, that movie, weird. I don't know. I need to rewatch it again. I remember like oddly kind of liking it, but then like knowing it's not a good movie at the same time. I don't know. What was that other movie he did that got done? Or his book that was really pretty bad. Thinner. Thinner was such a weird movie. Like the tone to that movie, like what the hell? A very underrated Stephen King movie, Night Flyer. Night Flyer was really cool with Miguel Ferrer. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. That guy was another great character actor in like so many fucking things. He always got typecast as a guy who was like really angry. But he did a great job in that film, and that movie was really cool. He was also in Stephen King's The Stand as one of the main bad guys in that movie. That was really good. 1408. 1408, I don't know. I've seen both versions of 1408, and I just don't know if I necessarily feel that movie. Like, I get what they were trying to go for, and maybe the book is way better. I haven't read the book for that, but the movie just didn't do it for me. So yeah, I don't know. A lot of Stephen King's. Langoliers had a really cool TV series. I kind of wish they would redo that because it definitely needs it redone. But that movie's kind of campy. I like that. Oh, so many movies. We can go on this forever. You know what we should do? We should probably start the runs and then continue talking about. Before I do, give me just 1 second here. Almost done. Okay. All right. Langoliers was cool. Langoliers was cool. The Stand, the original Stand TV miniseries was really good. The 4-parter with Gary Sinise and a lot of other people in there too. It had that one guy. Why can't I ever remember his name? The dude that played Trash in that movie. He's another really good character actor in a bunch of shit. He had one movie that comes to mind where he had like kind of a lead role, and God, it was a horrible movie. The sequel to Lawnmower Man, which the original Lawnmower Man, which also has a director's cut, which is definitely worth seeing. It's by far the better version of that movie. But they did a sequel to it, which just kind of shat all over all the cool, good storytelling they did in the original Lawnmower Man. And unfortunately, he was in that, and it was not good. I can't remember that guy's name, but he's a cool character actor. He was also in Altered Carbon as like the guy who ran the fighting ring from all like the altered things that would fight together. So that was cool. I was going to say something else and then I forgot. Altered Carbon Season 1 is one of the best seasons of TV, period. I loved Season 1 so fucking much. That it was Matt Frewer. Thank you very much. That guy's cool. Altered Carbon season, it did so much right for cyberpunk. Like the world being this amazing dystopian future where if you die, you don't necessarily die as long as like this thing in your neck doesn't get destroyed, but then you might technically never die, and all the questions about what does that mean to religion and the soul and all of that, and then it just like spirals into this like crazy story that was just so good and so well done. And I loved it. Season 1 was fantastic. I was so excited for Season 2. And Season 2 comes along. They even had a decent casting with Season 2 with Anthony Mackie being the new guy. That was the new skin for him in that. And to no fault of his own, the writing for Season 2 was atrocious. Bad. Really bad. And it felt like the budget was like a tenth of what it was before. Like Altered Carbon Season 1 felt like it had like HBO levels of budget, right? Like it had the budget of Westworld for that show. And then Altered Carbon Season 2 felt like it had Sci-Fi Channel in the 90s levels of budget. So shitty. I knew as soon as I saw Season 2, I'm like, they're canceling this. There's no fucking way this is going to get a Season 3. And sure enough, they canceled it. You know, to be fair, I wish they would bring it back. I wish Netflix would be like, look, Season 1 was so damn good. We're going to give you another shot. Redo Season 2. Get a new director behind it, get a new writer for it. Completely just redo Season 2 from the ground up. And I think it'd make them a lot of money. Season 1 was so good. Got me sad thinking about Season 2. How shitty that was. What a shitty season. Alright, you guys ready to get into this game? These runs? I'm so ready to see how these are going to go today. And then we'll, of course, just keep talking while we run. Got my splits up here. Let's kill the music. So quiet. So quiet. Eccentric, how you doing? I don't think I said hi. I think there's a few people I haven't said hi to. Hold on a second. We've all been chatting. I like to try to say hi to everybody because I appreciate everybody that comes on in. Ranch Survivor, welcome on in. Cold Brew, welcome on in. A7X, welcome on in. Akari, welcome on in. I think I said hi to Akari, but I can't remember. Say hi again. Fawn's Game, welcome on in. Osiris, welcome on in. T. Sklay, if I'm saying that right, welcome on in. Lochner, welcome on in. Frost, if I didn't say hi before, welcome on in. Of course, Eccentric, welcome on in. I hope everybody's doing really, really well today. And thank you so much for coming on in. We're going to get this run going right now. There we go. All right, so get ready. We'll probably have to restart it because the first time you do one of these runs, for whatever reason, the game always fucks up. So we're just going to casually boot into this, and I'm not even going to start the timer. I'll show you what I mean, too, when we get into it. Favorite Matt Fuhrell was the TV episode of The Outer Limits. He was a man who doesn't know his wife is an alien until the end. I've probably seen that. I used to watch all The Outer Limits. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. I've never seen, I don't think, the original Outer Limits. But when The Outer Limits came back in the 90s, I forget what network. Maybe it was Sci-Fi Channel. I used to watch the Sci-Fi Channel a ton in the 90s. Would air The Outer Limits like a couple times a day, like always at night, like 11 o'clock or something. They'd have like 1 or 2 episodes of The Outer Limits. And I'd watch the shit out of that. Skin Graffiti, welcome on in. Dark Passenger, welcome on in. Oops. Alright, so watch. I'll leave the bathroom. See if I can watch it work this time and I'll be all disappointed. Yeah, see. The car. For whatever reason, the text never shows up the first time I start a run. But if I quit out of it and go back into it, it'll be fine. I don't know why that is. I feel like something must cache somewhere in a file that makes that no longer a problem, because otherwise it doesn't really make any sense. But it is a thing. All right, let me take one sip here. I don't get it. The resolution is off? What do you mean? It should be fine for the game. Was it not fine for the game? Actually, the brightness. I gotta turn my brightness up. For whatever reason, I see the game way darker than you guys do. And there's some outdoor scenes where I can't see shit unless I turn up this brightness, so it's really bright. All right, here, let's try it now. Like right now, nothing's fitting on the screen. Oh shit, it is doing that. All right. Thanks, Elgato. We'll have to restart it. Here, I'll have to do this because I'm going to have to size it up. Now, why did it do that? It was fine last stream. Okay there. It was fine last stream. Yet all of a sudden it wants to, be all janky. See, there we go. More or less. There we go. That's exactly where I want that to be. Okay, I'm gonna lock it in OBS. Now we should be good. All right. Watch, I'll exit out of it, and then Windows will resize it, and it'll look all janky. That looks fine. All right, here we go. I swear this time. I swear this is it. We're going. We're starting. Games. Games and things. There we go. And we're off, chat. James is off to the race. A race for his sanity. More or less. But we are off. All right. TV. So many shows these days. You know what show has just started to really piss me off? What a segue, right? You know what show has really started to piss me off? But, in all seriousness, I am absolutely disgusted with what they've done to Law and Order Special Victims Unit. What the fuck did they do to that show? I'm so serious. I used to watch that show, and I still do. Like, I'm still fully caught up on Law and Order SVU. But it used to be so good. Like, they'd go into these, like, you know, horribly fucked up stories, and they'd catch these assholes, and you'd see them go to court and get tried for their crimes and all this shit, and it was just, like, usually very satisfying, and every once in a while they would have an episode where, like, some, you know, they got off or something, and yada, 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 but it was just this very satisfying cop detective courtroom show. And it was so good. And they've now turned it into this show that's just a horrible carbon copy of what it used to be. It's... I'm trying to think of the right word I'm looking here for, but it's horrible. It's like a joke of itself. It's a parody of what it used to be. I can't remember the last episode where they were even in a courtroom. It doesn't feel like they do that anymore on SVU. And then one of their old detectives is now just the district attorney, or the assistant district attorney, I should say. And that's stupid in itself. Though he never goes to the courtroom, and he's always fucking in the police station. Like, he's like... they should give him a desk there or something. Like, it doesn't make any sense why he's always there. They focus way too much on the cops now, instead of the cases. Like, it's no longer like, oh, this case or this thing happened to this person, let's get them justice. No, it's more like, oh, this thing happened to this person, but now the cop has to deal with it. Let's look at how this case is affecting the cop. It's like, really? Like, You guys are just ruining this show. It's so bad. Turned into such a horrible show. I really wish, like, at this point they would just cancel it. Like, unless they're gonna, like, bring it back to what it kind of used to be and give the format of when it was good in next season and do something positive with it, I wish they would just cancel it. It's just not good anymore. Yeah, I mean, the new Law and Order is not even as good as it used to be, the original Law and Order, but at least the Law and Order still is, like, you know, essentially 50-50 trying to be in the courtroom and stuff, so you get to see, like, the full length of the case and get some sort of satisfaction out of it. I guess SVU's, like, left that entirely. You know, and then they kicked Christopher Maloney off that show back in, like, what, 2012 or something like that? But now they've brought him back, but gave him his own show. But he's even like a parody of what he used to be on SVU. Like in that new show he's on, Organized Crime, like it's... I don't even like that show. Like, I think Christopher Maloney's a pretty decent actor, too. I've seen him in a bunch of shit over the years. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever watched Happy. Happy was so good. Man, Happy was a trip. And he was really good in Happy. I got really disappointed when they canceled Happy. It's Christopher Maloney and then Patton Oswalt as like this stupid little like CGI character, but it was just really good. It's one of the nuttiest shows I've ever seen in my life. So good. I heard he was on Oz. I've never really watched Oz. I'm so disappointed. You guys are gonna see exactly why I'm disappointed too. I'm gonna keep going. There's gonna be like a mystery run at this point. You know why? I never started my splits. I thought I did and I didn't. Because I wasn't clicked on them. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this going. So I actually feel like my time right now is pretty good. We'll know at the end of the game what I get. Although if I get a really shitty clock, I'm just going to restart, and that'll be the restart point. Or if something goes horribly wrong. You've been trying to tell me that. Fuck. It's hard to look at chat all the time during a run. Oh, shit. Those moments when you kind of hope you get a horrible clock because you forgot to start your timer. Hard speed runs. I have never even finished a hard run of the game in casual. The difficulty scaling in Silent Hill 2 is really bad. It's really stupid. Like, normal is fine. Normal's a decent difficulty level. But as soon as you bump it up to hard, everything just gets stupid difficult. I remember trying to do that double pyramid head fight. I saved so much ammunition. I had hundreds of rounds of pistol. I think I had like 100 rounds of shotgun. I had a ton of rifle ammo. I went in that pyramid head fight. I spent every single round on them. And they were still coming at me. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, how much ammo did I need to actually kill them? And so I never finished it. I've never finished a hard mode version of this game. You know, even if like all the ammo I had up to my last bullet had killed them, then I would just have to immediately go to fight Mary. And how would that even happen? I'd go in there with no ammo? I think we're back. Well, the run's dead now for sure because of Cox disconnected briefly. I guess it's for the best. Because then now we get to start the splits. That sucks though. I really felt like that run was going pretty pretty well. I was super interested to see how it was going to turn out. And then Cox decided to fuck us. It did that at the start of the stream for anybody that was here during the countdown. Lost stream at that point too. I wonder if I got a notification in my my router. Doesn't say anything. You know, I can't help but wonder if it's my modem. My modem's super old at this point, and it does already have a little bit of jankiness to where if I'm like really downloading a massive file, like a massive file, like, you know, 100 gig game or something, there's a chance that during the download it'll just freak out and freeze up. So I don't know. Let's do a test on the splits. Are they working? Yeah, they're working. All right, let's try it again. What a bummer. Hard on PlayStation 2. PlayStation. All right, here we go. And we're off. Because I'm hitting my earbuds in my ear. All right, go James, go! Run! You janky. Run, James. Run, I hate you. Oh, James, why'd you stop? The moment I have to reposition the joystick, it should be smooth, but he decided to stop. What a jerk. Anyway. New Law and Order sucks. You know, they're doing a new Law and Order in Canada. Law and Order Toronto. But you can't watch it. Unless you live in Canada. I don't know why they decided to do that. I was kind of interested in it. Wanted to see what that was all about. But, can't watch it. I don't think the Law and Order New England is still going on, though. I think that ended a long time ago. I mean, unless it is, and then I'm wrong. I'd be interested to see what that is about. Law and Order. Oh, well. Pick it up. Not as good as our last pickup. Our last pickup was like S tier. I've heard Letterkenny was good. I've never watched it. Law and Order, eh? It's hilarious. I don't know. South Park has ruined me. I just keep thinking like Law and Order, but in the vein of like Terrence and Phillip from South Park. For Law and Order Canada. That's another show like I can't really seem to get into anymore. I fucking loved South Park. But when they changed their format back with the start of PC Principle, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Just didn't seem funny anymore. Like, it seemed way too try-hardy. Any thoughts on Black Mirror? Black Mirror is great. Black Mirror is really good. Not the latest 2 seasons. Everything before those 2 seasons was great. Yeah, Black Mirror is really, really amazing. The first few seasons anyway. Like if you like Twilight Zone, if you like Outer Limits, first like 3 seasons of Black Mirror are incredibly good. But once Netflix got a hold of Black Mirror, it just went downhill. The episodes just aren't that interesting. It doesn't even seem like Black Mirror anymore, to be frank. But whatever. Like, it's almost like, you know, Black Mirror, they always, you know, most of their episodes are, like, pretty fucked up, right? Like, Black Mirror is never a feel-good show, to say the least. But every once in a while, you'd run across an episode that was just, like, maybe a little uplifting, maybe a little. But by and large, like, Black Mirror is not, like, a feel-good show. But ever since Netflix got a hold of it, like, a bunch of the episodes are these, like, feel-good episodes, or where they got, like, this comedy vibe to it, or they're just trying to be, like, way too happy, and it's... I just can't help but wonder if they've even seen the original Black Mirror, who's ever writing this now. Just doesn't feel like it. So you guys do remember that this show's pretty fucked up, right? Well, whatever. Shows. You know what show I tried to get into on Netflix, speaking of Netflix? But it's just, if it's such a slow burn, I have a hard time watching it, is Dark. Like, season 1 of Dark had a lot of really cool shit going on. Really interesting premise. But, God, it's just, it takes so long for them to get to anything. James, leave the damn room. Why is my controller doing this? I'm restarting. That was stupid. My joystick wouldn't reset. I couldn't get him to turn around. He kept running towards the kitchen. That's so salty. Pitched bad ideas too much. Netflix is worse than Fox at this point. Like, I swear to God, like, Fox will cancel anything. It could be like the greatest show ever, and they're like, oh, hey, we lost 5 viewers. You just cancel it. Just cancel it. Dark was really slow. When are they ever going to bring a new season of was it Mindhunter? Man, that show was good. Mindhunter was great. I don't think they will, though. I think that show's probably done. They haven't fully said it's canceled, but it's been so long since they've even talked about another season. Everybody's out doing different stuff now. Silent Hill Ascension, no. God, no. You know, speaking of Silent Hill content, the Silent Hill 2 movie has finished filming. It's done. As of like 2 days ago. They finally wrapped up shooting. It's completely in post now. And they just got to edit the ever-loving shit out of it. Maybe do some reshoots, but who knows. And that's kind of it. So, you know, my whole theory on where the hell the Silent Hill 2 video game has been because they're waiting for the movie to finish so they can do both practically the same time. And I think we might be getting close to that with the movie now finishing up production. Or at least filming. If you like The Boys, I've just barely started checking out The Boys. Like, I'm like halfway through the first episode. I don't know. Like, it's almost like they have like a cool scene and then a bunch of stuff that drags on and then a cool scene and then a bunch of stuff that drags on. Like, if that's the pacing for the entire show, then I'm not sure how much effort I'm gonna put into watching that. Because I kept hearing good things about it, but I don't know. Didn't really seem terribly good. First season of The Boys was alright. Felt too cringy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it says something that I've only watched half an episode, right? Like, wow, only half an episode. Jeez. James! God damn it, James. He wouldn't stick the text. Fuck. This is, turning into a day, isn't it, chat? Looking forward to the Fallout TV series? I don't know. Maybe. If they do a good job, then sure. I just don't know what the tone of the show is going to be. It's hard to judge what even the tone of the game is, right? Like, it's kind of serious, but it's got funny stuff in it, and like, is the show going to be a drama or a comedy or horror or all the above? Like, I don't know. Yes, I'm waiting till Night Country finishes, and then I'm going to watch that. True Detective is such a weird show, though. Like, season 1 of True Detective was good, but it was also kind of drawn out in some regards. Why can't I get this? It's got to be me at this point, right? Like, I can't keep blaming the game. Making that mistake. I probably just ill-timed the game save. But season 1 of True Detective was really good. I mean, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey killed that show, like, in a good way. Like, it was great. But a little drawn out, a little slow here and there. But I did honestly very much enjoy season 1 of True Detective. Oh, it was only 6, so it's done? Oh shit, I can start watching that then. I thought it was going to be 8. All the other True Detectives were 8. You know, I came off a high note with season 1 of True Detective, and then I watched season 2, and season 2 of True Detective is not good. It's very unsatisfying. Like, it had a decent cast. It had that one dude, what's the hell's that guy's name? Colin Farrell, I think? Like, it wasn't even like the casting was bad, or even that the acting was bad. It was just written bad. It was written very boring. And then, like, something, like, halfway through season 2, there's this amazing action sequence. It's so good. Really, really well done action sequence halfway through season 2. And then the show grinds practically to a halt immediately after. And then by the time you get to the end of season 2, it's such this letdown of an ending to where it kind of felt like how Dexter ended, where you're like, wow, you kind of did every character in here dirty. There was no redemption for anybody. There was nothing good that happened. It was all just one big shit on everybody. And this is how you're ending it. It's like, wow. Like, I was honestly surprised they didn't cancel True Detective after how they finished season 2. Because that was horrible. Season 3 was pretty good, though. I enjoyed season 3. Maybe not quite as much as season 1, but I thought they did a really good job. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Another good casting. True Detective always seems to get really good casting. I can't even remember, talking about how good the casting is, I can't even remember who the 2 stars of season 3 were. But I do remember they did a really good job. I haven't watched any of Fargo. I hear that's good too, though. Timer didn't reset? Seriously? I'm just gonna keep it going. I don't want to keep restarting. We're just gonna split off that timer. It's kind of weird. But it was good. Season 3 was good. I'm excited to see season 4. I don't know if they have any other stars in there, but the fact they got Jodie Foster to do season 4 is pretty cool. She's been in, like, a lot of good films, but at the same time, I feel like she hasn't been in that many films. If that makes sense. Like, maybe, like, she's got, like, this huge catalog of shit I'm just unaware of. But it feels like she's only done, like, 6 movies or something. It can't be right. But, I don't know. Silence of the Lambs, of course. You know, I recently watched, all the outtakes. The outtake reel, I'll say, for Silence of the Lambs. And every scene they removed from the cutting room floor of Silence of the Lambs 100% deserved to be removed. There was not a single scene they cut that should have been left in that movie. And the movie's way better for it. Way, way better for it. You know, in the deleted scenes, they even had this undertone plot where, you know, in Silence of the Lambs, when she offers Hannibal that fake deal and they find out that he was given a fake deal, in the deleted scenes, it becomes a major issue where she gets kicked out of the academy and Jack Crawford, yeah, that split's not real. And Jack Crawford, essentially gets put on leave, but they just keep investigating the case. And I just thought that was stupid. Like, really? Like, I mean, maybe that would have actually happened in real life. But I hated the tone it gave to the story in contrast to what's originally there in the theatrical release. Contact was great. That movie was really good. I haven't seen The Inside Man. But Contact was really good. Man, Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son, he played a great, like, creep in that movie. He's been in a bunch of shit over the years, too. Jake Busey. But, I'd like to see Gary Busey in some more shit before, like, you know, he ultimately goes. Now, that dude was a great actor. Really sad about him, though, you know. Hugely successful actor. Really fucking talented. And then he got in this, like, fucking motorcycle crash. And it fucked him up. And I mean, like, he had, like, major head trauma from that motorcycle crash. felt bad for him. Like, man. Like, anybody I've heard interviewed talk about him and him post the crash really just kind of said he was almost like a completely different person. Fuck, that's a reset. Fuck, we keep getting shitty clocks. Or shitty shit. Love, Death, and Robots? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen that. Zachary, welcome on in the Gary Busey conversation. Kinda. Gary Busey, a few years ago, did a parody judge show called Gary Busey's Pet Justice. You can see it on like Tubi. Highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's a good watch. We gotta reset this. I guess that's good too. It gives me a chance to reset the splits, which were all messed up, huh? There we go. Pet Justice. Oh man, the runs today. We're getting there. Seriously, it'll happen. Movies. So many movies and shows. There we go. Hopefully I timed that well. Okay, we got a good car. Good car. You know what movie I still gotta watch? It's like the biggest movie in years. I still haven't seen it. Is Oppenheimer. Cillian Murphy's a really good actor. I heard he like did just an incredible performance in that movie. I think the first time I ever saw him in anything was 28 Days Later, I think. You know, they're gonna be doing another 28 movie. They're doing 28 Years Later. And Cillian Murphy said he's up to do it if they want him back. Which I think they would be stupid not to bring him back for that. Man, that would be great. 28 Days Later was great. 28 Weeks Later was just okay. It definitely was not as good as 28 Days Later. But I would love to see 28 Years Later if they bring Murphy back. That'd be pretty sick. But he's been in a bunch of good shit. He was in that. He was in, you know, a bunch of the Batman movies to various degrees. The Dark Knight trilogy. He was in Sunshine, which I thought was a cool movie. Been in a bunch of shit. Alright, here we go. Approaching the gate. So far, so good. There we go. Got a good gate. Scarecrow. You finally got your... How is it? Does it look cool? And where did you pre-order it from? Was it direct from Konami? I feel like ordering anything from Konami directly is so shit. Couple years ago when it became available, I ordered this really great Pyramid Head Shadow Art box. At least it looked great on their website. I was really stoked about it. Super overpriced. But I really wanted it, so I ordered it. And like 4 months later, I'm just like, where the fuck is my my shadow art box. And I reach out to them like, hey, what's going on with my order? Nothing. Reach out again, nothing. Reach out again, finally get somebody. Oh, we'll look into it. Never hear back. Another month passes. I'm just like, can you just cancel my order? Like, you guys have had my money for close to half a year with no updates on what the hell's going on with this box. Like, really stupid. From Iconic Studio. Linked on the Konami site. Figure is like 12 inches tall. How's the detail on it though? Does it look pretty good? I can get into some cool figures. You know what company always makes some like really top-notch, crazy-looking figures? Anything that comes out of Todd McFarlane's studio. He did this series years ago called the Tortured Souls Collection. Oh man. Some of the crazy, like everything out of there is like straight out of Hellraiser. And it just looks so fucking cool. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. I have one of their things. I think. Somewhere. But man, that Tortured... especially the first run that they did of figures for the Tortured Soul collection. Really cool stuff. Hellraiser, man, what a great idea for a series that just has been treated so shitty. Like Hellraiser 1, fantastic. That movie is great. And the book in the same regard was pretty good too. I don't know if it's considered necessarily a novel, it's kind of like a novella cause it's fairly short. But it was still pretty cool, interesting. And then they came out with the Hellraiser 2, which is up there with like best, for me, probably best top 3 horror films ever. Is Hellraiser 2. It's so good. Crazy fucking movie. And then after 2, it just, everything went to shit. Just got increasingly bad, like every writer after 2 didn't understand how to write Hellraiser. I don't know if Clive Barker had anything to do with any of the Hellraisers after 2, but it wouldn't surprise me if the answer to that is a big no. Because it doesn't feel like he was on the same planet as anybody who wrote those. I think whatever the clock says, we'll just keep running. I really don't want to keep resetting. We're never going to get late game practice if I keep resetting because of the stupid clock. So let's see what we get. It's going to be bad. It's okay. Let's see, 2... went the wrong way, too. 217, I think. Someone remember that 217? That's painful. God, that took forever. Yeah, it could be 218. He was involved with 3. Interesting. I'm surprised he was involved with 3. Although 3 was the last that did have any remnants of anything that felt like Hellraiser. But, I don't know, I wasn't a fan of Hellworld. Especially like the Cenobite design, like... the one Cenobite with like the CD change your head. It just felt like, really? Like, it just feels kind of dumb. I don't know. The Hellraiser reboot that was out recently was almost good. It was definitely way better than, like, most of the Hellraiser sequels. I'll give it that for sure. But it still didn't hit the mark. It could have been way, way better. Like the whole big bad guy in the new Hellraiser, like you just didn't learn enough about him to care or get really invested into that whole plot point. And then I really wasn't feeling the special effects that were done for the Cenobites themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought it was really a great idea that in the new one, instead of them wearing, you know, all that like leather bondage-esque attire that they did in the original Hellraisers, it was still kind of... What's going on? It was still kind of that, except it was their skin. Like their skin had been cut and trimmed and everything into clothes. And that was really a cool concept. The problem with that, though, was the execution was not great. It looked too fake. It didn't look like skin. It almost looked like, you know, I'm trying to think of the name of that shit is like fondant almost. Like it looked more like that fondant icing you get on cakes than it did skin texture. And I just wasn't a fan of that. It really kind of took me out of the universe every time they would pop up and I would see that. Also, the movie was shot too dark. And that's something that's really started to irritate the shit out of me with a lot of horror movies. Is these horror movies, these... Who's ever in charge of doing light grading for HDR content in essentially all horror movies in the last 10 years needs to be fucking stopped. Like if you watch any of these horror movies on like a TV or anything that doesn't support HDR, you're fine. The lighting will be good enough, you'll be able to see everything, everything will look good. But if you got a TV that does support HDR, it's so dark. Everything is so hard to see. I can't tell you how many times watching a horror movie in like the last 10 years, or really since ever I've had like an HDR TV, which is I guess been like 5 years. I've either gone on the TV and turned up the brightness all the way, or I've just flat out turned HDR off because I couldn't see shit. It's like, I don't want to have to strain my eyes and hurt myself to watch a movie because nobody can figure out how to properly grade HDR. It's like, I get it. Like, you want to use HDR to make it look like you're there. And if a character is walking in a pitch black room, using HDR to convey that so like you can barely see them would be more realistic. But in practice, it also sucks. Oh, James, damn it. That sucked. Alright, let's see what time it is here. I have not read the Hellraiser comics. Where's my mouse? No, there's either 217 or 218, and they're both kind of shitty. One has an arsonist position of 5, one has 6. But it is what it is. We're gonna keep going. Oh man. Horror movie sequels. A lot of people miss the point of horror movie sequels when they're making them. The writer didn't understand the original movie and why it was good. Neither did the director, for that matter. And then we get things like The Thing movie that came out like a decade ago. Which was so bad. It was so shitty. That Thing movie. Like the original, maybe not the original, but John Carpenter's The Thing. And like, wouldn't that come out like early 80s, I think? That's my favorite horror movie ever. It's like a perfect horror movie. The atmosphere is perfect. That sense of isolation. Everything there is just such a damn good movie. And then they tried to make it's a prequel in the late thousands, and it's just a massive train wreck. The story is horrible. It doesn't even make sense to the original.
Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
I mean, we did technically get a Thing sequel. The video game is a canon sequel to The Thing. It's just unfortunately that canon sequel came out in like 2003, I think. And video game hardware at that time was not that advanced. Like that was like early into the original Xbox's life was that game. I really wish they would remake that game. Oh, almost got it. If some studio could come in and redo The Thing with modern technology and all of that, I think we'd have something really special. Well, it doesn't seem like anybody cares. Did I forget to do a split? Yeah, I did. I'll have to split again. Misleading splits. Because I forgot to split when we left the apartment. Or maybe it was switched apartments. Something. So that's a fake gold. No one believed that. Still making some decent time even though we got that shitty clock. That's pretty good. You know, through all the shenanigans today, we're at least de-rusting pretty well. Oh, and then that happens. Thanks, game. He didn't want to pick up the key. You can usually pick up that key at a little bit of a distance, so you don't even have to walk up to the dresser. But, not only did we have to walk up to it, he didn't want to take it even then. Alright, I'm gonna say it was 17. 5184. I hope it's 17, it might be 18. Shit, maybe it is 18. You know what? I take it back, I'm gonna say it's 18. What the hell is going on with my internet connection today? Like, this is infuriating. What the hell is going on with my internet connection today? Like, this literally just killed another run. I'm so salty. I don't even know what to do. Like, this, it's killed 2 runs now. I don't even know why it's acting up. I'm going to run a quick test here on my side. This is stupid. I don't even know if it's 100% my connection or if it's Twitch. Oh, I guess I'm looking at my router. Yeah, no, this is 100% our connection. Okay, so we're back for the moment here. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my internet. It's gone out on us 3 different times this morning, and now just right then it went out on us enough times to where I just triggered the be right back screen because I wasn't sure how much it was or wasn't going to come back, and frankly I don't know if it's going to be stable enough to keep going now. I mean, it looks okay at the moment, but I frankly don't know what's going on with my internet. I don't know if it's the internet in my area, or again, I know I kind of referenced earlier, maybe my modem. Just because it is old, these modems, they don't last forever. Even if they're just sitting in the same place doing the same shit, they do die and go out. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to do another run. I look at everything and hope that it all stays okay. We're going to try to do another run. If it dies again on us at any point, I think unfortunately that's probably going to kill it for the day. Because something's just really fucked up going on here with my internet. And I think it's kind of goes without saying largely that I'm going to have to try to fix this regardless of how the rest of today goes before next weekend. Maybe I'm going to have to really look into a different modem. I don't even know what modems are available today. I don't feel like any new modems have come out in the past like 4 or 5 years. My current modem probably is the newest modem still. I look every once in a while online to see if I don't see anything new in modems, just to try to squeeze every little last ounce of connectivity I can out of my my internet service provider. And it doesn't really seem like anything new has come out. I'm kind of interested though. Let's see, Aris cable modems. That's what my current modem is one of these Aris modems. That is not what I want to see. Wow, that is really bright. This is so bright, I feel like it's burning out my retinas. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the exact same modem I currently have. Is the S33. And that's still the latest one on their website. After all these damn years. So, yeah. Although they claim, actually, they claim there is a new S34. Oh wait, then it links you to a page to buy an S33. That's weird. That's janky. That's like some bait and switch, Aris. It says no sellers found when you go to their page. And then you can buy it online, but then it brings you to an internal page where you can't buy it at all. I'm guessing they jumped the gun on that. Maybe they are releasing an S34, but it's just not available yet. That's really, I gotta kill that screen. That's really bright. Yeah, look at the camera catching up to the color and everything from transitioning. Oh man. Here, let me refresh my chat because I don't think I'm seeing you guys right now. It's probably still frozen from all the internet outages. Does it kill my run even if I'm recording? So if I was recording it besides Twitch, no, it wouldn't kill it because it would still be, recording locally and I would be fine and I could just keep going. However, I'm only recording via Twitch. And because of that, if the internet connection dies, so does the run, unfortunately. Now trying to grab my controller. Now, during all that last shenanigan, when it went down pretty hard on us, I did go ahead, swap us over to my cellular connection, hotspot it real quick, rebooted the modem, and came back. So fingers crossed that that's going to do something, but I really hope so. I really wanted us to get some good runs today, and so far with the internet issues, it's been special, and not a good kind of special. All right, you guys ready for another run though? Try this again. I appreciate everybody's patience today. These are not the quality of stream issues I want us to be having, nor do I usually have. Let's switch back on over. All right, so here we go. Start it up. Really, really bright screen. The majority are rebuilt and sent back out. You talking about modems? I don't know if that really surprises me. Oh. Great, now my controller's not synced. Why would that happen all of a sudden? That the game is just like, hey, the internet went out on this computer, so because the internet went out, we're gonna unsync your controller. Thanks, game. Let's reconnect it. It's reconnected. It's weird enough, I didn't feel the vibration in the controller. It usually vibrates when you connect it. Didn't feel anything. Though I don't think I felt anything earlier when I connected it either, so. Headset's all twisted. There we go. All right, here we go. Try this again. There we go. We're good now. What a day. What a day indeed. So anybody wondering what happened there? When I go down the stairs, I got to time releasing the game save button so it'll allow the transition to load into the next area. And I let go too soon. I let go much too soon. Why isn't my full chat loading over here? I just noticed you guys are talking to the left of me. Okay, there we go. There we go. Try this again. Oh, we'll see. If they're coming out with an S34, hopefully that's sooner than later, because then I would just try that out. And see if that didn't do any good. I know Ubiquiti came out with a cable modem recently. And I'm a big fan of Ubiquiti products, but I've heard rumors that the chipset that they went with was what's known as the Puma chipset, the Intel Puma chipset. And for anybody aware, those were notoriously bad. Though, 4 years ago, I don't know if the new ones are bad, but back then they caused all sorts of issues. I would like to believe that those issues are solved, but I'm not entirely sure that these are new chips. Considering nobody's even releasing new cable modems. I mean, yeah, okay, Ubiquiti did, but maybe they're not making any new chips. I don't know. Salty. Salty, salty. Modems. Why can't I just get fiber and be done with it? Why can't they run fiber in my area? I'm sure I've said this before, but I've called Cox and asked, hey, how much would it cost to run fiber? I saw you guys installing fiber at the end of my block. What would it cost to extend it? Oh yeah, it looks like we could extend the fiber to your property for $10,000. And I was just like, fuck you. Fuck you, Cox. $10,000. Oh, man. I don't know. I heard Google Fiber has started firing up construction again in Arizona, so maybe at some point, but who knows? Cox is a bunch of assholes too. Like, you know, Google was laying fiber pretty extensively in Arizona like five or 6 years ago. And Cox had this whole big thing to the government out here trying to convince them, hey, we don't want two companies running all this fiber, right? You just let us run the fiber. Just, you know, we'll be the only ones. Just let us run it. And they showed them all the plans and everything and how they were going to put more infrastructure in for fiber and all of that. And then so the local government okayed them and said, yeah, Google, you got to stop. We don't want that much construction essentially going on. Cox has it. And then as soon as that got passed, Cox stopped all construction on fiber. It was just this massive bait and switch. Like, they did it just to get Google fucking out of here. And then as soon as Google was gone, they're just like, yeah, we're gone too. We're not doing that anymore. We're just doing cable modems, coaxial. Really irritating. Like, I'm sure running fiber's got to be a pain. Especially to replace all that current infrastructure and everything they have with new stuff everywhere, but it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have some more reliable internet. Man, my mustache is itching the hell out of me right now. I'm losing my mind. Ah. I don't even know why. Driving me crazy. I feel like right now the only way to really guarantee you're going to get fiber is to try to move somewhere that already has it. Move into a place that already has like Google Fiber. You know, there's some places that are giving like stupid amounts of fiber. Like, granted, I forgot to split. Granted, this would be more internet than anyone would ever be able to use, but there's like one place offering 100 gigs symmetrical. 100 gig! What the hell could you even run that's gonna do 100 gig besides like some commercial enterprise, beyond enterprise? That'd be like internet service provider level grade hardware. It wasn't even like, all things considered, it wasn't even that expensive. It was $1,600 a month. Now, yes, that is expensive for us. But could you imagine 100 gigs? Like, what would you even do with that? You would be the fastest thing on the internet. Nothing could ever saturate that. They offer 100 gig there, or a 10 gig there. 10 gig would be nice. 10 gig would be beautiful. Oh, man. I would love just a gig fiber, just for the stability. Just so everything would work. I wouldn't have to worry about it. Alright. But yeah, guys, I'll try to get that sorted out the most I can before next stream. James. Went the wrong way. James, you dick. Joystick messed me up twice now. Yeah, I don't know why my internet is so shitty right now. It looked like, what, 10:05, 10:06? I think 10:06, which is actually not a great one, but we'll keep going with it anyway. Well, yeah, fiber internet, you don't got to worry about any RF issues. Like, that's... I imagine, like, it's got to be a huge hassle. All that RF going on, especially with all, like, the little shit that can interrupt an RF signal, just... anything. Fiber, you're just dealing light. Cable's a lot more fragile with fiber, that's for sure. Give me your fiber, Gochu. Give me all your fiber. Just run a cable. Just all move into Gochu's basement just for his fiber. Like, sorry, we need all your fiber. We all live here now. Oh, man. Just running it, just sharing the fiber. Well, you know, with that company that was offering like 100 gig, like, what do they think people are gonna do with that? Like, that's... How do you even know what a business, unless you're running like Netflix or something off of that. Like, you are Netflix, whatever. Like, what do you need 100 gig for? Like, they sell that to one person in a neighborhood, and then that person just sells it to everybody else. I mean, it's a way to go. I'd be more concerned about, like, data privacy and shit. I go, hey, I shared my internet connection with you. Now you can see all my stuffs. I mean, there's easy ways around that, but, set up, like, some VLANs and shit. But still. Ah! Why, James? Why'd you have to shoot him? You big dummy. Stop yawning. How long have I been running Silent Hill? Today? Not that long, because the internet keeps messing with me. In general, on and off for a couple... I guess more than a couple years, shit. Like, on and off for probably 4 years. Alright, let's check the time. I don't even remember my time. I said 10 something. 10 0 something. 10 0. I'm gonna say it was 10:06. There's also a 10:07, but I'm gonna say 10:06. And the same streaming service from the same IP. Yeah. Yep, you know, basically. Plus 15, gross. It's because of that clock. No, not even the clock. What was it? Something. And Quake for a while. Quake's such a good game. I love Quake. I wish they would make a new Quake. Quake 5. Or just reboot the original Quake. Start over. I'm really surprised id hasn't done that. You know, like they rebooted Doom and Doom was wildly successful with the reboot. In fact, they're coming out with another Doom at some point this year. Doom Year Zero. I'm excited for that. But I'd love to see them jump into like Quake. Like, are they worried Quake would be too similar to Doom? Like, I think Quake is a completely different kind of a game. You know, like Doom is a very fast-paced, insanity kind of a game. In terms of just how quick everything moves. Quake, on the other hand, is very much a slow-moving, biomechanical sci-fi horror game. Like, they could do Quake kind of in the vein that they did Doom 3 in, but with modern technology, and it would be sick. It'd be great.
Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
What's her name? Pizza? Pizza? All right. Well, so far everything's been stable. Mustache is driving me nuts. Quake multiplayer is very fast. But the single player isn't. And that's what I want to see them remake. I know they tried to do Quake Champions a couple years ago. That game sucks. Like, I'm sorry, id. Quake Champions sucks. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I've tried to jump into it here and there over the years too. But it's just bad. Like, I know they really wanted to bring back the heyday of Quake 3 Arena with Quake Champions, and it's just not that game. You know what game like that, though, absolutely needs to be remade, or we need another one of? I want another Unreal Tournament so bad. Oops. Hit the wrong button. If they could make a new Unreal Tournament game, oh, that'd be amazing. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the hell's going on with my internet. It's so fucking unstable. I keep getting blips in the connection. It keeps going out. I don't know why. I don't know what to say. It wasn't this bad last week. I know last weekend we had a blip. It was one blip and then it was fine. The weekend before that we had no issues. And this weekend it is just all over the place. It's tanking so hard. Like, I don't even know what to say. Out of ammo. You start trenching that fiber, please. Please, my fiber. Like, I don't know. This is stupid, though. What a disappointment. Run was going medium. I mean, we had a gold split going into Brookhaven. We unfortunately had plus 15 in the apartments for some reason. I don't even know why we had plus 15 in those apartments. Didn't seem like that went too bad. Clock was okay. I definitely goofed something. Colorado was close-ish. I mean, I think you could just run a really long strand of fiber. Like ultra long fiber from Colorado to Arizona. And then it would be fine. Wi-Fi extenders across the country. Holy shit, the latency on that would be ridiculous. I mean, you can only put one of those Wi-Fi extenders like at most every 300 feet. Like what? Like just every... I mean, that would be more than 300 feet, I think. Maybe. Like one every telephone pole, you have a Wi-Fi extender. All the way from here to Colorado. You know, somehow I actually think that would be more stable than Cox. I think that actually, that might do the trick. There'd be an extreme delay in the stream. I'd say something, you guys would hear it probably like 5 minutes later, but the connection would never go down. You know, unless like there was a strong wind or something. I don't know. Let's go see what the time would have been on the clock. Or on the briefcase. I guess I was kind of right the first time. The code on the briefcase. I shot all my ammo off. I'm so salty about my internet today. I think I'm really salty too, just because like a lot of the muscle memory and the movements have been coming back to where we're getting like some really, really good stuff. And then every single time the internet just like laughs. It's like, ha ha. You thought everything was fine. Well, let's see if the clock would have been good. So I said it was 10:06. So if I'm wrong, then the clock is horrible. The clock is also not super great because it could be either 10:06 or 10:07. And when you have time that close together on that clock, it's sometimes really hard to tell. So let's see what it would have been. 3316. 3. Nope. Nope. 7586? What? 7586. That didn't work either. What, 1003? 647? 6474. I was wrong. It was 1003. Which 1003 is not a great clock either. It's position 5 on the Arsonist, which is not super great. Just keep going. Like I don't even want to reset. I'm gonna run this in spite of Cox and their bullshit. Or my modem. It could be my modem going out. Everybody's always so quick to blame your internet service provider when it could just be your modem. Could just be the modem. I don't really want to buy a new modem. Like, I don't really trust renting one through Cox either. Because you're definitely not getting a new one. If I go rent a modem through Cox. They can give me one that had like a cup of water poured down it for all I know. It's like barely functioning. Starts a fire. Ubiquiti Edge router. Well, that's the router. I need a modem. On that note, though, I use a Ubiquiti Dream Machine. I love that thing. You don't need a modem. Oh, yeah, right, because you have fiber. Shit, I forgot. We're just talking about it. I already forgot. That's right. You don't need a modem. Edge router's pretty solid, though. I used to use an Edge router. The 4, the Edge 4. I think it's called something 4. Still have it sitting over in a box somewhere. I like Ubiquiti stuff, though. I think their stuff's generally pretty good. Honestly, Gochu, if you're gonna upgrade your thing, I'd recommend going to the Dream Machine Special Edition. That thing is really, really capable. Highly recommend it. It's a great piece of equipment. That's what I run on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try something, just in the off chance this does anything, so please bear with me, don't go anywhere.